Hi, I'm Erwin of Design to Share, and the following episode is our final episode of this season. We're going to be back with our second season of Design to Share after a short break. In fact, Nicola's already on vacation. See you then.
Welcome to Design to Share Q&A. I'm Nicola.
And I'm Erwin. The question we're asking today is, what value does a fireplace add to one's home?
Well, I think they offer a great deal of value to your home. I mean, it's typically a focal point to any room, I think, and certainly if you're selling a house, that's one of the things that they always list. Does it have a fireplace, X amount of fireplace? It really is a selling point for any home.
Yeah, I don't think one can say actually what the monetary value is. Obviously, if you're going to spend a ton of money adding a fireplace to a home, one should be careful of it. If it's an incredibly amazing home, adding an extra, $10,000 or $20,000 fireplace doesn't make a difference.
Right.
But if the value of the home is not that much, well then try to be a little bit careful with that. Yes. And try to be imaginative. We have a few tips for fireplaces, and some of them are that if you're going to put a TV, of course, above a fireplace, you should have about 12 inches, and this from the bottom of the TV to the actual firebox. And there's some states actually have codes on that.
Right.
Also,
the mantelpiece.
Right, if the mantle projects at least about 6 inches from the face of the TV, is very helpful.
Yes. Also, it depends where the fireplace is in the room, and also at what height it's set at, such as the fireplace behind you. Slightly raised off the floor, and having a piece of artwork above the fireplace is quite lovely here, and seeing as it's so high, and the ceilings are high, so which means this actual fireplace can take that, whereas a small apartment or
a small house with a low ceiling
with
might
an 8-foot ceiling,
right,
you're going
try
to have
minimize the height of it, just to give a sense of height. So the hearth would be perhaps flush with the floor, and the fireplace mantle perhaps as low as possible. Yes. Also, it's very popular these days to put a TV, as we were speaking beforehand, a TV above the mantle.
Yes,
so
quite fashionable.
If it's too high, then sort of like looking up, almost like in a hospital bed.
Yes.
So we like to keep bear that in mind. And of course, those TVs might be the type that have the speakers on either side of the TV rather than beneath the TV. So that sort of saves an extra inch or two of that height of the speakers.
Also, there are different kinds of fireplaces which we haven't touched on, such as this is a coal-burning, wood-burning fireplace. I actually grew up with a coal-burning fire, which was lovely and have very fond memories of that, but there is a downside to that, and such as the upkeep. It's a lot to maintain that daily, and also you have to get it swept. But, there's nothing that can recreate that feeling of a real fire with the crackle and the burn and the smell of it.
Absolutely, the smell. In fact, the gas fireplaces, which we think are terrific, and they work well, especially in a place where you can't put in a chimney going up all the way, and also the expense of having a wood-burning fireplace. And the maintenance. So the gas fireplaces are terrific. I've noticed actually on the internet, I found a little device for I think about $20 or $30, which is a battery-operated device that makes the sound of the crackle. But the smell of the sort of pine and so on, we don't have that. And maybe you can get that in an aerosol can, but I haven't seen that as yet. So, I mean, the people, having the focal point of a fireplace works well.
Also, we see it fairly often in master bedrooms now and sitting rooms that, people are also incorporating that.
And master bathrooms.
And bathrooms also.
Yeah, which looks terrific.
Yes.
They say that in terms of the value, we were speaking about that earlier, is it's most valued and adds most value in a family room. It would tend to be used more there in a family room than in a living room or a dining room. So that's why I think that's, if you're going to choose one place where to put your do it absolutely in the dining room. I mean, in the family room.
Yes.
I beg your pardon.
A dining room too is rather nice.
Oh, absolutely. And of course, I mean, one of the other types, talking of green, there's a particular type of we had a good crackle over there. There's a particular type of fireplace fuel, which is an odorless and smokeless fuel. That's actually a type of gel. That's quite terrific, and you can get a very stylish fireplace. Some of them quite sculptural and quite contemporary.
Yes. And mantles are a thing also to consider, whether they're wood or they're decorative or stone. I mean, you get some beautiful designs now.
And sort of buying an antique mantle, you can actually trim them and reduce them in size, or actually putting a few little blocks underneath can increase the size if necessary. So playing with that could be quite fun.
And there's nothing like toasting marshmallows on a fire.
Oh, absolutely. The other thing as well is the surround between the actual mantle and the opening of the firebox. If it's not a metal one or like a gas one, you can apply tile or some kind of stone and so on, which really enhances it. And you could bring in the colouring in the room.
Yes.
So in summary, I need to say that we believe strongly in fireplaces. They really add to a house and to a room, even if it's a fake fireplace.
Indeed.
So go ahead, research it. Usually the best time is before the winter.
Before the winter comes in.
In the fall, a lot of stores like Home Depot and so on start showing their fireplaces and mantles and things around about that time. And then it's time to start planning ahead. I'm Erwin.
I'm Nicola. Thank you for watching Design to Share Q&A.
Any time of year, no matter where you live, cozy up to the fireplace for a close encounter of the romantic kind. Our beer to share recommendation for a fireplace rendezvous is Nice Chauffé Ale, a limited edition 2005 beer brewed with thyme and curacao peel. The Chauffé brewers make this great ale available from December 1st, and they sell it until it runs out of stock. It's a dark beer, strong, fruity, lightly hoppy, with a taste that changes on the palate.
It's a natural beer that's bottled, re-fermented, unfiltered, unpasteurized, and additive-free. These brewing folks in Chauffé, Belgium, make their beer lovers beer from spring water and crushed malt barley, and their brewery near the lake in Chauffé is a beauty. So take a tip from us and indulge in our beer to share, Nice Chauffé.